let's say on, LinkedIn? Like, how do you come up with ideas? What's your cadence? How does that all work?
Well, I've consistently done 4 posts a week now for about a year, and that's been what I found to be the sweet spot. The algorithm is all over the place. Some people say 2, some people say post every day. I've kind of tried to find that sweet spot, that middle row of 4 posts a week, and that way they can be high quality posts. I can really put a lot of time and effort into them, but it's not like I'm hardly posting, right? I'm keeping that consistency up. And so what I do is just to keep the consistency of my brand, I put out the same type of post, the same format of posts every day. On Mondays, I do a video where I'm talking. On Tuesdays, I do a fun little statistic or a frequently asked question about something where I can hopefully pass on a tidbit of information. And then on Wednesdays, I post certain personal promotion things like, being on this podcast or something about me more so, more of a lifestyle post. And then on Thursday, I post a blog post, a LinkedIn newsletter. So my workflow is really going 1 week at a time and deciding kind of what I want the main theme of the week to be. And it's always content creation based. Sometimes it's podcasting. Sometimes one thing I do a lot of is audiobooks. So sometimes it has to do with audiobooks, the radio industry, and short video production, things like that. I pick a theme for the week and then I go through and I write about it. I talk about it on camera and then I edit those up and I put them out and schedule them out on LinkedIn. But then I make sure that I'm there on LinkedIn when they come out because it's so important to engage with those people who have engaged with you and show that you appreciate that. So really, it's all about picking a theme at the beginning of the week and putting together that content. And, I try to get a week or two ahead just to give myself some breathing room. But picking that theme is key to keep the smooth, consistent flow of it. And I found that when you stick to a theme and you do it in different formats, the newsletter is the written format, the video is the spoken format, and the other post that I do is kind of a shorter format of the written format. It really hits audiences in a different way because we all prefer different things. Some of us like to watch videos, some of us like to read, or a combination.
Nice. And do you see any particular format being more successful or less successful than any others, or does it really just depend on, the day or the algorithm or the piece of content itself?
It's hard to say because I would say on other social media platforms, not that I'm an expert on LinkedIn or I'm sorry, not that I'm an expert on Instagram or TikTok. I'm more just an expert over on LinkedIn, but those platforms, video is the king, right? On LinkedIn, though, is the one interesting one that's really hard to tell because there's a lot of, I think it's trending toward video, but as far as my interaction, my video LinkedIn posts and written LinkedIn posts do about just as well as each other. They're about the same. I will say a LinkedIn newsletter is a great way to grow your audience because you get subscribers and people who connect with you are, I believe, automatically sent a request to subscribe to your newsletter, which mine is called Sound Insights. And what ends up happening is, depending on their notification settings, they may get a notification or even an email from LinkedIn when you post something. So I think that's a great way to have written content. But overall, I don't worry so much about the numbers just because I still want to do both. Even if one performed better than the other, I still definitely want to do both to hit both audiences, hit both preferences, and also just show a versatility. I want to provide as much value to the world. And if I can do that in multiple formats, that's what I feel is best.